Hi, Jamie.
Hey Lisa, how's it going this morning?
It's going pretty good. I'm pretty excited today.
Me too. It's Friday.
It is. It is
The,
Friday.
the
It
quick
has been a
coffee.
great week. It's been a
Yeah,
great week.
it's been busy.
Lot- Lots going on. Lots of great buyers now. I see a little switch going on with the market. Have you?
A little bit. There's some things are slowing down a little bit. Not as much competition I've noticed on a couple of the offers that I've been putting in.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. I have a new buyer. I'm not, she's not new, but she's excited to get started again because, like, the houses they've lasted longer than a day, so we get to go see them.
This is
So
true.
I know. And then you got your stuff, your listing sold. I mean, that was like 24 hours. That was
It was
land.
quick. Yep, it was land with a mobile home on it that needed some repair,
Mm,
and that went quick. And then I got lucky. I feel like I had some buyers fly in from Washington State, and we had one weekend to find a home. So we looked at 18 homes in on Friday and Saturday. And the second to the last home we looked at on Saturday, the buyer fell in love with it. Him and his wife did. And so that was the only offer we put in. That was the only offer they wanted to put in. And we won. We got the house. So it was a lot of work, but we did it. Now we're in the process of um, getting all the steps done to closing day.
yeah.
That's exciting. But
I know. I'm excited for them.
oh,
I
me
mean, I
too.
got I got some buyers that have been looking for a
Mhm.
while under contract, and that was really nice. I mean, and that one just kind of flipped up on my birthday when you and I was celebrating.
It did, yes. It's been how long does it take? How long has it been taking your buyers to find a home?
It doesn't take them long, I don't think, to find the homes, but I think what happens is, it's a big decision to make, and then they want
Mhm.
to wait, and they don't want to, they don't want to flip the switch. And, right now, I think it's important just to do it. Just put the offer in, work on it, and you don't have to stop looking, but you can at least let it happen and then go from there. So, but,
Right.
I don't know. I love it. So it's
No,
just been
no,
a
I
good
do
thing.
too. I just was wondering how, because some of mine find homes quickly and we go under contract, and then some we look at like 50 homes
Right.
until
Well,
until we get the one.
but some of them, though, I mean, today we're going to like get into eventually talking about sellers and
Right.
selling your house. But on that note, I mean, some of the houses I looked at just the other day, holy cow, they were let me find a good word. Deplorable. And we
What?
don't want you to be that person. We don't want you to have that deplorable home. There was a
No.
there was a dead bat in the one room. I'm almost like, oh my God, it's a dead bat. It stunk. They Mod Podge them together. There's things that we're going to talk about on
Mhm.
these podcasts like this when we do them, about like how inspections work and
Mhm.
things we look at for you as your trusted realtor. That's what
Right.
you have us. So the experts when we're going out, right?
Yes.
But that was kind of strange. I know you've seen some great stuff. Did you see anything good this week?
I saw there were a few. So one home we walked into, it smelled like dead fish, and I wanted to find the source because that's just how I am, like CSI. I want to go and see where it's coming from while the client was looking around because it was pretty strong. And I thought maybe they forgot to take their garbage out, and I would have removed the garbage for them because it was very pungent. But it wasn't the garbage. They may have cooked fish or something. I don't know. I could not find the source of the smell. But the
Hmm.
home, it had a basement, and in the basement was like a whole karaoke disco like setup. I kind of
Oh,
thought it looked like fun.
that's a huge selling plus.
It was. It was crazy. I was like, oh, okay, well, this looks like a fun place to hang out. You could see where, they all did hang out as a family.
That's
That was good. I'm trying to think of any. I didn't see any,
right.
no dead animals this time or rodents. Um, so all of most of my the sellers who listed their homes, the ones we looked at, I think they all were some of them were like staged and looked great. And you could tell my buyer gravitated more towards those homes than the ones that it looked like they just ate breakfast, threw everything in the sink, and ran out.
Ran out. Well, I
Yeah.
know on a personal note, I know how that is because we do have some people that said hi. Hi, Cynthia and JP. JP sent me some great products yesterday for my birthday. I used a few of them.
Oh,
Am
I
I
saw
looking? I think
them.
I'm looking younger already, so I'm just
I
saying.
can tell. I can see it.
Can see it. But I'm trying to sell my house in Ohio. As a lot, all my friends that are watching this do know, because we moved a few years ago, but my kids have finally transferred themselves out, so I was able to sell it. For a while there, my daughter was living, and she got all 4 cats, and even though she was more in the basement where she stayed, and everybody else stayed upstairs because it's finished there. That was the feedback all the time. I think people don't really like to look at homes when people are living in them, and that's another thing we're going to talk about today real quick. And they don't like to, especially animals, because they're allergic. And I know you and I've talked about that a lot. I mean, if there's a huge smell of dog or cat or anything in there, sometimes they don't even want to buy the house because like, oh no, we're allergic to that. We don't even want to deal with having to move into a house and clean it. And, so these are like things most people don't think of when it's time for them to kind of get ready to sell their home. So that's why we're doing these things. We're going to try to educate everybody on what we do. And of course, why we love it. And in the meantime, of course, we're going to share fun stories because we do have a lot of
They're fun. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't fun and there wasn't some good, juicy stories.
It is stressful, but I think it's stressful to have anything. And this is one of the biggest purchases you ever make in your life. And, and selling your biggest purchase is also, I think that's kind of, it's nerve wracking. So that's why we're going to at least try once a week and get on here and share some things. And, but yeah, I don't know. So what do you have for us today, Jamie? So we're going to sell our house. We're ready to sell our house. One of the things we see all the time are FSBOs. So let's start with why we wouldn't want you to try to sell it on your own.
Well, you really need an agent to come in. And again, like we were just talking about how to get your house ready and prepped, we can walk around and because we do work with buyers, we know what buyers look at and what they like hyper focus on. And so we can show you things that, maybe you need to declutter or maybe repair a few things before inspection happens. Because I know I follow my inspector around and he gives me some good tips and things. Um, the pop-ups are distracting.
I know. It's the first time we're doing this. I had to play and see how that works. So
I know.
If you guys have questions or something you want to share, I can actually pop it up there so that we can kind of answer your questions or and it could be anything. It doesn't matter.
It absolutely can.
So go ahead. Yeah. So you follow the inspectors around. Jamie. I have to say, anybody I've ever met, very thorough. She is very thorough. She asks a lot of questions, things you wouldn't even think of. So it's good to have that.
But I love the inspector, the company that I use. They've educated me a lot, so I can take that into these listing appointments and see, okay, we might need to address this. After we've done our little walkthrough of the home, I ask them, we discuss the pricing of it, and I usually pull up my computer and show them what, the homes have sold in the area, at their price points, what we could list it for, and we discuss that is important. If you sell it on your own, you may not be listing it for the value that the home is worth, or you might be pricing it too high and not getting the offers that you could be getting. Like, you want to price it right at that little sweet spot where people are attracted to it, and then you will get the multiple offers, and people will want to buy your home. And the next thing I do also when we're walking around, you want to stage your home so it doesn't look like you live in it. You want the buyers to come in and feel comfortable and picture themselves there. So we're going to discuss decluttering. You're going to want to do a deep clean because, again, being with buyers, they notice handprints, dirt. If you haven't swept your floor, they will find all the
kids writing all over the walls.
Yes, they see it. Like, they really do. You don't see it because you see it, you live there, and I know you just get immune to it. You just overlook that stuff. So we'll talk about the staging, and then I will discuss how we're going to market your home. We'll either, if you're comfortable with it, I will host an open house. We'll invite your neighbors. We do list it on the MLS so other agents can see it. I'll send out emails, post it on Facebook. We'll just try to get as much business to your home or people to look that could be, potential buyers.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. That's a huge part. I mean, I know because some of the FISBOs, we call them FISBOs, for sale by owners, that
Mhm.
I've seen or have been out there. And I'm not saying that there aren't people can't sell their own house, but it's not a car. It's not a car,
No,
y'all. It's a house.
but
And
there's
and
a
you
lot.
want to get the most out of that house. And you don't, there's a lot to the paperwork and the contracts, and you don't want somebody coming in and taking advantage of you. I worked with somebody very early on that they were probably gonna they were gonna just get in her house and take it over, and they kept saying they were gonna buy it, and I think they were gonna become squatters. They took stuff out of her house.
Oh,
They stole things out of her house, like appliances, big things, and she had just trusted that this was going to happen, and it was getting to the point where if she would have probably had gone through that, she would have owed money at the end, and she really would have been in a bad position. So she didn't make a whole lot, but at least she did get something out of it, and she didn't get taken advantage of, and that's most important. So talk to somebody.
Mhm.
You need to really talk to somebody. So
Right. And
so
we'll
what-
handle the negotiating too at the end, between
right.
agents and buyers and sellers. There's a lot of things that go on. You have to, address any issues in the home. They have to be addressed accordingly. You want them done before closing, all that, just those little things that you might not think of if you're, selling it by yourself. But, another thing we do too, when we'll have professional pictures taken of your home. So, we bring people in to do that.
Yeah, you don't really want them to be upside down. I always like looking at the pictures when they're like upside down because they
Or
use the
sideways.
camera, yeah, or they're sideways, or they're this big, and then you're trying to blow it up to try to see oh yeah, that's
Yeah. No, you're
professional pictures
advertising
are
your home.
important.
You want people to be like, "Oh, that's a pretty kitchen," or "Look at that bathroom," or the backyard is exactly what I want. Like it you want it to look good. Have some good
Yeah,
pictures.
we got a question.
Oh, yay. Oh.
So are we still in a seller's market? Are y'all experiencing overbidding from the asking price? Is still a trend? Are we the hottest states experience huge influx and new residents moving in? Mm,
It's still a seller's market for sure. They still are asking for over at least the homes that we've done.
yeah, I think he's in JP. He's in Texas,
Oh,
so
okay. I was like, I don't know how they.
huge. It's like us,
Okay.
Georgia. Still, I think we get a lot of people moving in and out. I don't think it's as big as what it was a year ago, though. We had a lot of like New Yorkers coming down here. They sold their house. They were bringing all sorts of cash with them and
Mhm.
buying cash houses. So, yeah.
Well, and the
But
interest rate has kind of slowed things down because the interest rate goes up. People can't afford as much. They're
right.
not going to put as much, bid over the asking price, but they still are, bidding over unless it's the only like a few homes I've seen where they are priced kind of higher, maybe not as much over um,
Yeah.
asking. So,
And they're still not getting everything. I think the sellers are still able to negotiate as is still.
mhm,
Like we don't really want to do the repairs, and they're not giving any closing cost money yet, and
nope,
that's not
not
back
yet.
yet. But it might start. Like I said, I do have one buyer she's waited, a while now. She's locked in on a rate that she's not going to see that rate for a long time, and she has to like July, middle of July, to
Oh,
get locked into a home. And if we're locked into a contract, a lender can negotiate that, keep that
mhm.
rate going. But if you're not, it's kind of rough, So you really want to, you know, really got to just, you need to talk to us. We need to be able to, talk to you about it. You need to be able to talk to a lender, and that's a whole buyer's thing. But we're talking about sellers today, so we're gonna get back to it because we're not gonna try to keep you all for like an hour because Jamie and I can talk.
Yes, a lot to each
A
other.
lot. So we
Um,
could be on here for a long time talking about this is what we love to talk about.
yeah, all day long. Another thing I do ask my sellers when I go see them is what their time frame is for moving. Do they need to find a home before they move? Can they um, keep this home and purchase another home and then move in? Because that can be
And we
kind of
have
tricky.
programs for that we're going to talk about too.
Mhm. So that's another thing. Are they
Yeah.
moving to a different state? Because I have a listing coming up where they're actually moving to a completely different state. So
Yeah.
there
And,
is no
and
contingency.
hey, we can help you with that. So
Mhm.
just because you're moving to another state, or you're in another state and moving here or somewhere else, if you know us, if you know me, if you know Jamie, or you know a realtor and you're close with them, I know we can send you a referral, and we kind of talk to other agents,
Mhm.
and say, hey, let's look at their qualifications. Are they going to be a good agent, good fit for you? And then we'll give you that referral. And we get a little bonus for that, which is nice because it helps us as well. But it's
Yeah.
better because we're part of the whole transaction. So I've helped several people move from Ohio to Georgia, and I was able to help them sell their homes with an agent that I trust and love up in Ohio. And then they come down here, and then we're able to, work together to get the house and kind of work together like, hey, are they under contract? Because, I feel like back in the day when you had a contingency that you had to sell your house, and they still took your offer, which that's not a thing yet again,
Right.
but we could work together on it. So that's something to keep in mind too, that we can actually help with that. So, it's good to kind of know.
And then what else do? Well, we've already talked about the pricing,
Getting it ready, making
getting
it nice.
marketing plan. I'm just looking at my notes here.
Oh, look. Rachel says we're hot, hot, hot.
Rachel. Look at you.
She's hotter than us. Don't listen. She's hotter than us. She
I
really
use
is.
Rachel's sister as my photographer.
Me too.
I
She is
like her.
fabulous. She took pictures of a listing that I had, and there was no light in the basement. And literally, I said, "Are you sure you don't want me to stand in here and hold a flashlight?" She goes, "Oh no, it'll be okay." I looked at those pictures. It looked like it's daylight in there. I couldn't
No,
even believe it.
I had
Another
this.
reason why you have a professional take your pictures.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. They
yep.
looked great. I know one of my sellers just like fell in love with the pictures
Mhm.
that she took.
Well, one of the things we talked about was, listing it and putting it on the market and trying to sell it yourself, and the reasons why we wouldn't want you to, I mean, I guess you can always try it, but you know what? Don't be mad. Don't be mad when you don't get out of it what you want. Just saying, we warned you ahead of time. But one of the other things we have in our tool belts that we can help you with is, like, I'm sure you see these iBuyers. You all are getting all this mail right now that says, we'll buy cash for your home. Offer pad. What is that other one?
Open door.
Open Door. Oh my gosh, guys, please don't use Open Door. I know I probably shouldn't say that because it's all live, but don't talk to a realtor first, the real realtor, right? Because
Yeah.
we're iBuyers, and
Yep.
those same people we can come in and take pictures, and we'll put them into the iBuyer market, and those same iBuyers that are out there are going to give us those, and we're going to give you those offers where
Mhm.
you can look at them and say, well, I'm good with that. That sounds like a great offer. And that's like going to be written in stone. They're not going to be able to nickel and dime you down, or
Yep.
30,000, and repairs and charge you for them. That's going to be great. But if you decide that's not what I want, and we're like, I think you might be able to get a little bit more for your home.
Yep.
So now, because we did that first, we can list your house.
Mhm.
Now we can list your house like normal and keep those on the back burner and see what we can get out of it. Maybe do an open house or two, or, market your neighborhood and do all the things that we do to help get the most out of your home. And if you decide that you don't like those offers, you can go back and look at those iBuyer offers still, but you can't do it in reverse. So that's another reason why it's fun to,
Well, I think you have. Oh, maybe not. I thought you had to wait.
no, if you do the
That's
other
if
way,
you
you
list
have to
it.
wait. Yeah, you have to
I've
keep it
done.
up.
I've done an iBuyer before.
If you don't do it first, you have to have it off the market for 3 or 6 months. I don't know that number
I
exactly. We
think
will
it's
have to look it up. Yes,
90 days. I think.
you have to wait, but you don't have to wait the other way. So
Right.
it's important to kind of, if that you think that's something you want to do it first.
Mhm.
The other thing we do, we have Keller offers to buy. And
Mhm.
what is that? Ready to sell program, which is fabulous. So say you want to get work done on your house. If you update your kitchen just a little bit, or a bathroom a little bit, and you just don't have the money to do that, we have a program that you can use, that our ready to buy, ready to sell program, and they'll look at your situation, and you can either pay for it at the end at closing, or they take out like a small whatever. Now you can't. It's not like HGTV. There's not love it or list it. If you plan to do that,
You have to
you're
sell.
gonna sign a paper to list it, right? Because I can guarantee you, once they update the kitchen, you're gonna be like, oh, I want to stay in my house.
But your new house will have a better
Right.
kitchen that you'll like.
Your house is going to be
Keep
great.
that in mind.
It's just another great tool we have that we can help you with, that you can use, that you don't get all the time. So that's another thing to think about. Another thing we do is we have, there's a couple of them out there, and you sometimes can see them advertised, but you can actually get, you can actually go buy your house before you sell your house.
Mhm.
So in this market, that's kind of huge, and that has been that is a holdback. I have to say, most people that haven't bit the bullet and sold their house was because I hear them say, Lisa, I don't know where I'm going to go. The market's terrible. There's nowhere to, oh, there's no homes. There's not enough inventory. And what if I don't, I'm going to be homeless? And I have talked to people that have called me up looking to buy a home. And I'm like, well, do you have a home to sell? They're like, yeah, I'm going to move out in a week. And I'm like, well, what do you mean you're going to move out in a week? They're like, well, we sold it. And I said, and you didn't think about where you were going to go before you sold it? They said, well, that nobody talked to us about that. So they hired some agent that didn't, obviously wasn't concerned about where they were going to go. I'm concerned about where you're going to go. So there are programs out there, like Homeward's a great one that we work with, and they will pre-approve you completely with the sale of your home on what you can buy. And then you can go shop and buy your home, move into that home, prorate the lease daily, while then we put yours on the market. And it's so nice because you don't have to pay for any of that until you close on your home.
Yep.
So again, I mean, things that most people don't know about when they're getting ready to sell their home, right?
Right. No, it's helpful.
That's why we're the experts.
Yes, that's why you need a real estate agent. You know, what are you going to, if you're selling it yourself, you may not have thought of, oh, where am I going? Or, just all the little details we take care of. And we've done it now that we know, what we're doing.
Right. And something that I might not have done, there's another agent or Jamie's done it and I haven't done it. And we're able to, we collaborate a lot, especially in our market center. We have a great team of wonderful agents that all work together, and we're going to have a lot of guests on these little shows. So as we bring other people on, they're going to be able to share more of this stuff, like what's going on with, what they do, or, like the lenders and all that we've said before. So, and then you can always catch these on our on my YouTube page or on our website. So we're going to have these links on our websites as well. So, but the last thing I kind of wanted to touch on was like companies like Ribbon. So if you guys have heard of like Ribbon, they're cash buyers. It's a great opportunity. If you have a loan already, they'll work with any loan. They work with conventional USDAs, VAs, it doesn't even matter. But in this market, to be a cash offer was really king. So all you needed is your approval letter. So all you have to do when you go in there is all we need, and then we can give it to them, and they are happy to back that up. And they also have an appraisal guarantee. So that's something that is, really important when you're kind of going a little bit over asking price. And if they're willing to accept you going a little that far, that means they're going to back it. So that's kind of nice. It's a nice perk too. So those are just some of the really cool things that we have, and reasons why it's not always fun or a good idea to just try to do this all by yourself. One of the biggest holdbacks are commissions. We hear it all the time. Well, what's your commission and how much money you're going to make? Well, the commission is set. It's negotiable. So that's something you talk to your realtor about. Don't hold back selling your house because you're afraid of a commission. It's important to know where you're at, and it's important for us to know where you're at so we can make sure that you're getting the most out of your home, because then it's a win-win for everybody. So that's something that, don't just let that hold you back. It's a good conversation to have. And how about all those people we work with that just can't buy a house right now? They want to buy a house. They rent houses. They just stuck renting. We have stuff for you. We have a few programs, and it's like test driving your home. I've used it for relocators. It's been great. It's been great for people with very low credit scores that are working on their credit. It's great for people that are just saving more money for a down payment. There's another one that if they just can't save money, it'll help them save the money. So that's another conversation you like to have, just instead of going out and renting all the time, have that conversation, because it's nice to think that, wow, I might not be a homeowner today, but at least I'm a step closer because I can buy my house back. And they're leased with right to purchase programs. And they're a real thing. A lot of people look at them as a scam, but I don't know. Jamie,
we know what we're doing. So
a great couple. You just had a great couple. How excited were they?
Very excited. I'm going to go see them this weekend in their new home. They thought they could only rent. They didn't think they could do a lease to purchase option or buy a home. And, the rent is really expensive. So they were trying to find something less than what they were looking at for like a 2-bedroom apartment or whatever. They both have good jobs. They actually have good credit. They just didn't have the amount of money you needed to put down for a down payment. So I set them up with the home partners, and told them how much that they could afford for them. But we ended up they qualified for what Home Partners calls as lease choice option, which they got a discount off of what the Home Partners offers, which was a bonus. And so what their rent is right now is less than what they had ever anticipated. And they're thrilled. They have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, and they're getting ready to have a baby, another one. So it worked out really good for them. And it has a yard. I mean, it's really better than what they thought it would be. So they were excited. And I've got a couple of other families too that I'm helping with Home Partners right now as well. So it's good for those. Yeah.
Option. It's a great option. And I'll tell you, I think, I've closed probably 5 of them this year.
Yeah, you've done great. You're killing it.
With those, just with people that they don't qualify, and I don't want them to wait. And mainly because the rental market's rough right now.
That was it.
They really scooped them all up. So they saw their houses, they were buying mobile homes, they were just getting into a rental for a moment. And sometimes when the market is the way it is, it's not a bad idea. Sell your house and get into something that you're not committed totally to buying, but you still can if you want to. And then I know Jamie and I both have great lenders we work with that would be happy to sit down and say, hey, let us know and let's see how we can get you into that house and own it quickly. And then they coach you and help you with that. So, there's so much there, I can remember when I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a realtor. I never knew half of what goes on in the realtor market as I do now. And I love that we do it, and everything about it, but it's important to know that there's a lot to be said about being educated and then learning everything that's behind, getting your house sold or buying a house. And we do it all the time. That's all we talk. We talk about people all the time. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them when you're on here. We'll pop it up on the screen, talk about it a little bit. Jamie and I we're busy. It's hard to get us straddled down to get this done, but we have committed to doing this once a week. So we have made a commitment to be on here once a week. Try to give you a heads up. It's probably, if it's not first in the morning, it's going to be in the evening, and we'll do an evening one. Right now you're just catching us with some plain coffee and water.
I have my water. Yeah.
We have to hydrate when we go out, right? So that's one of the things. And we're going to have gift cards. So we have, I know I'm a Dunkin' girl, y'all know I'm a Dunkin' girl, but they didn't sell them in a package like this at the grocery store. So they're Starbucks today. But we're going to give away every time some kind of a gift card. It's not going to be like a ton of money, but just to thank you for joining us and, and everything. So if you share this out or you're on here now, we're going to do a little raffle and we will tell you who the winner is next time we're on. So kind of look for a little bit that, that we're going to have what's going on. So, and then Lisa. So this is one of my referrals. Lisa, I just love you, girl. Aww. She called me up from the other side of the world, all the way in California and Nevada, and was like, can you help us? And it took over a year to get it all done, but they got it done, and I was able to hook them up with a really great realtor over there, and she did a wonderful job. So, I do thank all of my friends and all the support that we get. But so you're going to want to see us next time to see who wins a gift card.
Yes.
And we always try to sweeten the pot. We're always trying to sweeten the pot.
Yes. So. Well, if you're in, the Loganville area tomorrow, I am hosting an open house at, can I say the address?
Yeah, you sure can. Okay. I don't care.
Okay. It's 369 Blue Creek Road in Loganville, from 10 to 12. And they're also having a community yard sale in there too. So you can come and look at the house and shop at the same time. Yeah. But I'm also going to be doing a $50 gas card giveaway tomorrow. So if you come and enter, you might win some $50 for gas.
Nice.
And you might want to live in the neighborhood too.
Yeah. Well, Mark was on, said great. He's
Saw
a
that.
wonderful VA lender. I learned so much from him. He will probably be one of our guests probably pretty soon just to talk about VA loans because he has information that you have no idea. So if you're a vet, he is somebody you're definitely going to want to talk to for sure. And yeah, Stacy, you're welcome. I'm so glad you were able to join us. So, I mean, I really do hope you guys like this. We really have we have a lot of fun doing what we do.
Yeah.
We share it, and Jamie will probably go live tomorrow. We try to go live when we're out. We just, just like we were gonna, life of a realtor. What do they do? What's going on? Like the life of any other person when you're in. We do share what we do because it's very interesting. It's fun to meet people. It's fun to help them, and there's nothing better than finding your dream home or getting what you want out of your home, and that's just what makes this all the more rewarding. So.
Yeah.
So this has been awesome. Oh, good. Mark's like, look at, he said, I love that because we're awesome.
Oh, thanks, Mark. You're so sweet.
He is the sweetest. But so thanks for joining us today. Again, if you have any questions about the market, about selling your house, about buying your house, about lease to own purchases, or any of the programs we talked about when it comes to selling your home, reach out to us or your favorite realtor and ask those questions because you really want to get the most out of what's going on. So we look forward to seeing you guys again. And that was fun. See, wasn't that fun?
It was fun. I don't know why I was so nervous.
Because it's a good time. But the pop-up was great. But we're going to get much better at this. This is the first time we use this platform.
Yeah, you guys are watching us right at the newbie stage. So you're going to see us from the beginning and see how we grow.
Hey, we might get really good at this, Maybe we'll be like famous and we'll have a whole talk show about it on TV. And you'll be like, we were on that first podcast they did. And they were, oh my God, it was funny. Oh, we seen them when they first began.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining, guys.
Yes, thank you. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Let me know if you come by tomorrow, okay?
Yep. But tell her you've seen us on here.
That's
yes. Okay.
Please. All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.